Catherine, that law has just passed. What happens next?
Yeah, this very controversial anti-rioting law has had its first passage through France's lower house of parliament, the Assemblée nationale, voted through by 387 votes for to 92 against, and a number of abstentions there too, with MPs silently registering their dislike of this law. Some of those MPs from Emmanuel Macron's own party. Well, what happens next in terms of the parliamentary timetable? It goes to France's upper house, the Senate. It is expected to pass there. Now, this law at the origin was actually drafted by a senator from the right-wing Les Républicains party, so that should pass there as well. And then it'll come back here to the Assemblée nationale for another vote on March the 12th. But this is a major hurdle that this very controversial law has passed. And it is expected to carry on and go through all those steps and become French law, because while there are some very critical voices in terms of the parliamentary maths, it has the backing of Emmanuel Macron's party, which has a majority here in Parliament. It has the backing of the right-wing Les Républicains party. So in terms of the numbers, they can get it through, but it's certainly making a lot of waves indeed.
Catherine, given that this law is so controversial, as you've been saying, does it risk further damaging the reputation of the president even further?
Yeah, well, we've heard some of the politicians speaking out in Parliament today in no uncertain terms, saying that this law kills off freedom, that it kills off liberty in France, and is putting France on a very worrying road, they say, towards, well, becoming less democratic, edging further into another style of government. They say it's a fundamental right to go out on the streets and demonstrate, and that no one should be prevented from doing so unless they've actually been convicted of a violent crime. Amnesty International France has said that it's an extremely dangerous law. And remember, Emmanuel Macron has faced a huge deal of criticism for what some say is his authoritarian stance, his rather haughty stance, his refusal to engage with real people. And that's some of the anger that we've seen with France's Gilets jaunes or yellow vest protesters. Now, of course, the government has launched this grand débat, grand national debate for Emmanuel Macron and members of the government to try and speak directly with members of the people to air their concerns. But this kind of law and the headlines it's going to generate is not going to help his image at all.